Chest injury. Chest injury. Look at table of contents. Chest injury. There are many things to talk about chest. A lot of terms, but there's one that I want to pick, and that is the one they call Flair chest. Flair chest. Flair chest. Okay, this one is a life-threatening injury. So anybody who has this is a life-threatening condition. So everything you need to do to help this person, you have to do that quickly because it's life-threatening. But we need to understand what is Flair chest. Why does it happen? Where is it coming from? What causes it? Okay. First of all, Flair chest is a massive injury to the chest area. Massive injury from the chest, not your chest area. Okay? But that injury is coming from blunt object, blunt object. Blunt. So this type of thing is blunt trauma. Okay, I think that is better word. So blunt trauma. From blunt trauma to the chest can lead to this. Blunt trauma. Trauma is like when something hit you, blow. So if you don't want to use trauma, you can say a blunt blow. This is blunt. This is blunt. Blunt is anything that is not sharp. Anything that is not able to penetrate. That is not projectile. Like knife is projectile, can go in. But this one cannot go in. So this is an example of blunt. This is another example of blunt is this. So if somebody strikes somebody's chest with this, it's blunt. So this type of, massive blow like from something like this can cause this type of thing. Another example is, who drives here? Who drives? Okay, you drive. Okay, that steering is blunt. So if somebody's chest strikes on that steering wheel, that is blunt. That is the type of thing that can also cause this. But what actually is blunt chest? Now this is the definition. Blunt chest happens from Flair chest happens from blunt trauma, right? We have established that fact. But in which, see what happened. In that blunt trauma, fractures or breaks multiple ribs in multiple locations. That is that. Yes. So multiple ribs. You know the rib cage now? Remember the rib cage? Everybody has it. Yeah, okay. Everybody have it. This is sternum, this is toward the neck, this is toward the body. Here I'm describing it. Okay, then you have the rib cage that goes like that protect the vital organs like lungs and the heart. Everybody have ribs. Okay? So that is actually what gives here the frame. Okay? Is uniform because everything is okay. So if somebody has blunt trauma to the chest, and that trauma is able to break some ribs and each of them in at least 2 or 3 locations. That is what this is. So multiple, in this case there are 2 ribs that are affected, and each of them broken in multiple locations. Each of them broken in, this is 2, this area is broken, this one broken in 3 locations. So if you have more like that are broken in multiple locations, that is Flair chest. Yeah. So this type of condition is what we call Flair chest. Is there anybody there who can read the signs and symptoms? Are you there? Read the Flair chest, signs and symptoms.
Pain at the site of injury.
Pain at the site where that happened, yes.
Fast breathing.
Fast breathing.
Difficult breathing.
Difficulty breathing because of pain, right?
Uneven chest wall movement.
So the movement of the chest will no longer be uniform. It will not, because some part will sink in because of the brain. Some of them are broken, so it won't be as uniform as we have it, each of us here, yes?
Grinding of bones.
Grinding, you may hear the noise. Some of them may be grinding on each other. So, and this is life-threatening. This is life what?
Threatening.
So, because, you know why it is life-threatening? Because of these ribs, they protect the vital organs of the body. The lungs, below you have lungs and heart, and if you have fracture, they can actually dent the lungs. They can puncture the lungs. And lungs are like balloon. They have air. So if there is little puncture, you may have a respiratory arrest, like when you have flat tire, because of nail that puncture the tire. So if the bone puncture the lungs and the air is leaking, it can actually lead to what you call pneumothorax, which is another thing they covered. Pneumothorax is when air leaks from the lungs into the chest cavity and then put pressure and it can collapse the lungs. It can actually collapse the lungs because of the pressure. You don't have a lot of room on your chest. You don't have room to accommodate that type of thing. So the leakage of air from the lungs to the cavity can cause a lot of problems. In fact, it's a deadly thing. It can cause respiratory arrest. Somebody can just all of a sudden stop breathing and the person will die.
So children that have holes in the
that is a medical condition. Some people are born like that, but again, that is higher than what we are talking about. Okay. This is as a result of the emergency. Somebody had an emergency and then something, maybe there's a puncture on the lungs and then the air is leaking. Okay. And then that is what we call pneumothorax, and it's life-threatening. So these are some of. So what is first aid for this type of Flair chest? So this is a 911 call because again I've told you that it's serious, very very serious. So because of the breathing difficulty, you need to help. Part of your work as a first aider is you call 911. And then you give the person something like pillow. Okay, you give it to the person just to hold on that area. This will help the person to breathe better. Okay. So while you wait for EMS, so give the person a little soft to hold over the chest to ease off the breathing difficulty, at least to some extent. Okay, so that's how you handle that type of thing. So do you have any question? Any question? Okay, nobody has question? Okay, so.